I suppose some of you, or maybe even a lot of you, have heard that marijuana or cannabis or THC have the ability to kill cancer cells, or that THC has anti-cancer benefits, which is actually very true. And I wanted to take just a minute of your time to give you an explanation of how does that do it. I think people should be able to walk around and say, how does THC kill cancer cells? Because honestly, if you knew how THC killed cancer cells, you would be blown away. And you would be equally frustrated with the powers that be that we don't have this available for our chemotherapy patients. But let me get right to the point, and that is, how does THC kill cancer cells? All right. The idea of managing cancer is to kill the cancer cells, and try to kill as few of the person cells as possible. And so over the years, we've given every imaginable poison to kill almost every cell in the body, which basically means that you kill the cancer harder than you kill the person. That's kind of what chemo works out to be, and it's been effective in some cases, which is great. The way THC works is entirely different. It doesn't kill the cancer cell. The cancer cell kills itself. Okay, now let me back on that. Every cell in your body has a finite lifespan, and I can give you a couple of examples. The lifespan of a hair cell or hair follicle is pretty long. The life cycle of some of the cells in the lining of your intestine is very, very short. But there's one cell in particular that I think typifies genetic coding for longevity, and that is your red blood cell. It lives 120 days. And at the end of 120 days, its genetic code inside says, nuts to you, I'm done, and it retires. And it goes to the liver and gets recycled, whatever. It just shuts down. And basically, let's call that aging out. So there's a gene in each of the cells. It varies from cell type to cell type. But there's a gene in every cell that says, okay, you're old enough, click, you're off, and it ages out. So where does cannabis or THC come in on that? Well, THC has an enzyme effect in it that tells the cells it's exposed to, tells those cells to age out. It activates that gene that says, okay, you're 120 days old now, it's time to die. Or for another cell, say, whose lifespan is 80 days, it goes to that cell and it says, oh, hey, I forgot to tell you, your lifespan, it's over, it's 80 days, check your watch, and die. So basically THC is a messenger that says age out. Okay, so why don't we die whenever we have THC? Because normal cells have the ability to say, oh, you're funning me. Don't mess with my calendar, man. I'm not dying. So when THC goes into the system, a healthy normal cell says, I'm not aging out. It's not been 120 days. Or I'm not aging out. It's not been 80 days. Well, here's the messed up part. Most cancer cells, being made of rogue or renegade cell types and having very different messaging systems inside, they don't have a lot of normal coding. That's what makes them so devastatingly dangerous, is they don't listen to anyone, okay? But they do listen to THC. So when THC goes to the cancer cell and says, okay, it's been 120 days, time to die, the cancer cell says, oh, party's over, okay, and it ages out and dies. It does not have the normal organelle and DNA function in it to say no to the THC. So when you take THC in a cancer patient, it goes in and it tells all the cells to age out, it's time. Your normal cells say no thank you, and the cancer cells, they have no choice but to comply because they don't have the normalcy to say no. So you've got something that doesn't do anything to healthy cells. It doesn't damage them at all. It doesn't stress them. It's perfectly fine for the entire body except the cancer cells. And with soft tissue tumors, And then you get into a lot of fine points like bone cancer is a hard tissue tumor, fibrosarcoma, those kinds of things. They're not as good with THC, but soft tissue tumors and blood-borne tumors and that sort of thing, they're appallingly well managed with cannabis or THC. They have a rapid turnover, and when you tell cells like that to age out, if their lifespan is naturally short, they age out faster, and the cancer's over sooner. How do I know all this? Oh, because my mother died of ovarian cancer, and she was around for a whole year because I believe the benefits of THC that I studied could have had a big, big advantage, could have held a tremendous advantage to a very early remission, a very low cell counts all the way through until her body wore out because of standard chemotherapy, which basically took her out past where surgery would have been able to be done. So now you understand how THC and marijuana therapy can kill cancer cells. It's elegant and beautiful, and I guess when everything's in place for the right people to make the money on it, it will be legalized. And then we'll have it. One way or the other. Doesn't matter to me. Let's wish us luck.